I'm Rob Canning and welcome to the Audi IRC Australian Championship, our final episode for 2011, where we'll see the best of the best battle it out in one of Australia's most esteemed events, the Audi Hamilton Island Race Week. On the last episode, we saw Hooligan take out the championship for Class A, beating the likes of Loki and Living Doll. Today, it's all about Classes B and C, where they will compete over 8 days of intense racing to take home the richest prize in sailing, an Audi A1.
Glorious driving country for the agile new recently introduced Audi A1 with manual transmission or the double clutch S-Tronic automatic. Glorious agile package.
Okay, let's cross now to our commentators Will Hagan and Neville Whitty to kick off this exciting event and see who will take out the Audi IRC Australian Championship for Classes B and C.
Lindeman Island race today. We start at Cat's Eye Bay. We head up to Lindeman Island. We go through the passage, around Spitfire Rock, and a beautiful spinnaker run in the 18 knot southeasterly down into Denman Passage.
3, 2, 1, go!
Start of Class B, very, very close. And you can see the team starting to try and eke out away from the starting line on starboard tack. Class C, a little bit closer, more crowded at the committee boat. The fleet more tightly bunched.
And that glorious watercolour that you get in tropical areas.
Yeah, this is why we come to Hamilton Island. This is why we love racing in the Whitsundays. This is why we love Audi for sponsoring this fantastic event.
And so, a rounding mark up at the rock there.
Yep, past Pentecost Island, and you can see Hamilton Island Resort in the background, and we'll be going through the passage up at Lindeman Island.
Much smaller boats, but still getting along, Neville Whitty, very smartly indeed.
Yeah, this is beautiful conditions, champagne yachting, and as we say up here, it's schoolies for yachties. It's just a great place to be. They've turned Spitfire Rock, spinnakers are going up, and then they will race home to the Dent Passage and the finishing line. You see here, race between Victoire and Exile. Who can get their spinnaker inflated first? It's Victoire. See her accelerating gently. These are the results of a few seconds better work.
Finally, everything's settling down, and now that glorious downwind run that you get with a spinnaker run. And the boat's nice and upright, of course. But the crew's very attentive because spinnakers take a lot of attention, a lot of constant tuning.
Looking at Victoire here, heading down towards the Dent Passage, towards the finishing line. They're well organised. Here they are crossing the finishing line in the Dent Passage, and it looks like they've had a great result. And then following on shortly, here we go. Andrews L'Ultradonna just squeezing around the finishing mark there. Miscalculated the current, and it looks like Anya coming in for a very fast finish behind. Same thing. Looks like she's misjudged the current, and it just makes it hard to squeeze over that finishing line.
So the Philosophers Club in there as well with Peter Sorensen. Some very close, keen sailing here as we finish Classes B and C. So let's have a look at the leaderboard that comes out of that. Victoire doing very well, a long way ahead of Exile with Balance not far from it. And then a close battle between Viking and Wicked. In Class C, L'Ultradonna being chased very closely by the Philosophers Club, Peter Sorensen's boat, and both of them a long way ahead of Anya.
Our main competitor that we're trying to be a little bit ahead of is Exile, so she was right behind us the whole way. We knew they'd have a really good run downwind, but there wasn't a lot of wind, and we were sailing against current, so we were getting scared because it was dropping down to about 9 knots, and our big boat, we're pretty heavy, was slowing down, and we could see her shooting off in the distance, but we had just enough on them.
It was a very tactical race. We were trying to cover Philosophers the whole way, but it's very, very close. There's 4 boats which are very evenly matched in the 36-foot range. Local Hero, Anya, L'Ultradonna and Philosophers, and it's just a fantastic day in the water.